Hi, this is Jordan from Dark Victory Armory, and I'm going to be talking about body armor assembly today. How to make a breastplate out of the parts. This is useful if you are either getting a kit from us or if you're going to be taking apart your existing rig in order to cover it with cloth or leather to give it a more authentic look. Okay, these is the parts. Those are all the parts that go into making a standard breastplate. Let's look at that. Here we have breastplate and backplate. You'll notice that the backplate is taller than the breastplate. You want the backplate to be taller than the breastplate in order to cover and protect properly. To assemble a breastplate, you're going to work with these plates here. This is actually a pre-assembled part that I've done of a side plate and a hip plate. Now, let's talk about how that goes together first. You'll notice that the lace is drawn in and out all the way through, and we have some extra lacing here. Well, to start with, all of your knots should be facing outward. You don't want the knots in towards your body, because if they are facing towards your body, there's the chance that if you get hit right on that place, that the knot will be driven into you. Now, it's possible to put the knots on the inside, but you have to be extra careful that you're going to be padding right there so you don't get a knot-shaped bruise. We just put them on the outside. You feel free to relace them in any way you want. Now, there are holes that correspond on the hip plate and on the side plate, so they're indexed up. You go in, out, out, in, out, out. And then we give it about a lace across worth of slack. Why do we do that? Right now, this is not articulating very much. You can see there's a lot of sideways resistance. It wouldn't move, so if you were running, it wouldn't flap. That could be a problem. We don't want you to be caught in your armor and stiff in your armor. We want you to be able to move in your armor. So, what you got to do is you take the lace that we had on the end before. We know what we've done is we brought it to the center. Now we're going to kind of even it up here and get it set up so it's spread evenly between both of the sides. Now, you'll notice it still overlaps just a bit and it articulates. It does this kind of motion, which is what you want. So, on any of your dangly plates that you want to move, you just have to make sure to leave a little bit of extra. In our case, we've decided to leave about that much, and we found that it gives you really excellent mobility on this plate. Okay, side plate and hip plate. Now, to attach this assembly to your back plate, just lace it up. The holes are indexed. The side plate sits on top of the back plate. You could put it underneath, but we found that if someone's hitting you really hard, we want the force from that blow to hit the side plate and to transfer onto the back plate. People are going to be hitting your sides all the time. So it's really important, as much as possible, to transfer that energy away so you don't get beaten on. Now, of course, you're going to be padding this. We can talk about padding it all the time, but while I'm here, think about the side plates in particular being a really good place to pad. You could put a continuous piece of closed-cell foam on the inside, or strips of closed-cell foam, vertically oriented, so that any heat rises right out of there. All right, so back plate assembled on top of the side plate, assembled on top of the back plate. Same thing on the other side. Then this is going to be an assembly, and then the front plate goes on top of the side plate. Now, all of this is not incredibly critical, but this is simply the way we do it, and we found it to be most effective that way. You can do it any way you'd like to. And when you're putting the front plate on, again, you're going to want lots of extra slack. What we found is most effective is in and out with the side plate attached. So it'd be like this. And then the same thing on the other side. And then we draw it across twice after we've done that. That gives us a lot of extra slack. Then we'll even it out, we'll cut in the center, and that gives us an easy tie right across the front. So that's how you put that together. I'm going to show you how to do the shoulder mountings a little later after I get this breastplate together, and I can talk a little bit more about that. So that's breastplate assembly part 1.